She's not leaving me anything, is she?
You'll be her main beneficiary.
What? There must be some mistake. I don't want her money. I've investments of my own, more than enough for my lifetime.
But I read the new draft of her will just before we came round. It was just lying on the desk. I wasn't snooping or anything. I always check her letters and things before she finalises them, to save embarrassment.
Treposa's dyslexic, you see. Not a lot of people know, but she seems it's something to be ashamed of, which is absolute rubbish. It's how I came to meet her. It slipped out one day during rehearsals, and she asked me to help her. If I go through any new roles with her, she'd pay for my coaching lessons. Oh, I couldn't believe my luck. I jumped at the offer. Who wouldn't?
I used to help her with it, unless I wasn't at university.
If it wasn't for Amy, Darling of the Gods might never have been published.
But why would she want to leave me anything? A small memento, I could understand. That lovely brooch she sometimes wears, for instance. She knows I admire it. But what you're suggesting...
It's about 56 million after the tax requested deducted. Oh, Mrs. Grayson! Mrs. Grayson!
Quick!
Are you okay?
Quick! Get some water! Quick!
Oh.
Mrs. Grayson! Mrs. Grayson, can you hear
I
me?
must speak to her. Tell us that she mustn't do it. I have to tell her she mustn't
You
do
can
it.
tell her yourself when you're feeling better.
I never realised.
Well, of course you didn't. No reason why you should. Even Amy doesn't know how much her mother's worth.
Are you feeling okay, Mrs. Grayson? You had such a funny colour.
I'm fine. Thank you.
Would you like me to call someone?
No, it was just the shock. I'm all right now.
Oh,
Really?
I knew I shouldn't have said anything. I shouldn't have said anything because she told me you had a big heart. I'm so
It's
sorry.
all right, dear. Don't, it wasn't your fault. No need to upset yourself. But we must think a way to stop her, make her change her mind. I couldn't possibly allow her to leave me all that money. If anyone, it should go to someone like you and your sister, not an old woman like me who's already got more than she knows what to do with.
Well, this is why we've come round to see you. Well, it's her money, of course, but if she cuts me out of her will, we won't have a penny to our name.
Except my income, such as it isn't, wouldn't even buy us a one-bedroom flat.
You see, she pays for everything. We haven't got a thing to call our own, and I doubt I get a job in this day and age.
I know what you mean, dear. If I hadn't married my Gerald, I'm sorry to have taken your news so badly. It's just as well. I never imagined. I knew she was wealthy, of course. But I'd always taken her stories with a pinch of salt. She does tend to exaggerate. But you were quite right to come here and tell me. And if there's anything I can do, rest assured, I will do it. I'll make us some tea, shall I?
Oh, no, I'll do that.
No. This is my house, and you're my guests. And it will give me time to clear my mind.
Do you think we've done the right thing?
We'll find out when we see what happens. But you didn't vote your mouth about how much money she was going to get. How many times have I told you? All folks need to know is what you want them to know. Treat them like mushrooms. Keep them in the dark and feed them shit.
I'm sorry, Frank, it just slipped out.
Yes, like it just slipped out when Mummy Dearest started making her crazy accusations. She's as mad as a bloody hatter. Do you think she can stop the old girl from changing her will? She seems gaga to me.
I've told you, they've known each other for years. If anyone can do it, it's her.
Well, you'd better be right then. I still don't see why she should inherit anything. If anyone's entitled, it's us. Why should she be looked after while we're left to starve in the gutter?
It won't happen. Not now that she's involved. And if I do see Dr. Lorimer, Mother will back down. I know she will.
And what happens if he says, I've been slapping you around?
I'll deny it, like I always do. He can't prove anything.
What about Carl? You think she won't stick her nose in?
Well, why should she? She already knows she's not getting a penny of Mother's money from her will. Marrying Harvey put an end to that.
So what's she doing back here?
Well, how should I know? It could be nothing more than a shopping trip.
In Durham? You don't fly the Atlantic to shop in backwaters like this.
Shh.
A bitch like her would be living it up in the Savoy and spending her money at Paris. She's up to something, and I want to know what it is before she interferes. Like I've always said, keep one step in front, and there's no chance for nasty surprises.
Here we are.
Well, would you like me to help you with that?
No, I can manage. Both milk and sugar, is it?
Oh, no sugar for me, thanks. I'm sweet enough.
Milk and tea, please.
Now, before we go any further, I think I can put your minds at rest. If Proposa does cut you out of her will, as far as I can make out, she can't leave you penniless. If she's been supporting you financially up until the time of her death, then she's morally bound to make provision for you, and a court will almost certainly rule in your favour. I looked it up while I was waiting for the kettle to boil. You'd have to confirm it with your solicitor, of course. I don't entirely believe everything I read on the internet.
But we don't have a solicitor. Mother said she was perfectly capable of writing her own legal documents.
Yeah, we were sort of hoping it wouldn't come to that, you know, solicitors and things.
Well, I'm sure it won't, Mr. Beveridge, but it's something to remember if it should. However, I have had another thought. All that money you were talking about, well, I couldn't cope with it, really I couldn't. I know it sounds silly to youngsters like you, but even the thought of having that much money worries the life out of me, and I wouldn't know what to do with it. And I wouldn't sleep at night knowing she'd left it to me instead of her own daughters. So, I hope you'll agree with what I'm about to propose. I'm not supposed to know about it, am I? But will I?
I shouldn't have let it slip.
So, a straightforward approach would be quite the wrong thing.
It would be awkward, the mood she's in now.
So, if she's determined to change her will, we need a way to make her think again. And I think I have the answer.
Oh, well, what's this?
I'll tell her I'm going to rewrite my own will and leave everything to you and Carla. Oh, it'll be nothing compared to your mother's fortune, of course. Just a house and a few stocks and shares. But enough to keep you in comfort, as long as you don't go too mad.
Oh, but you can't. We're not expecting you to do this.
I know, my dear, but as your mother's well aware, I have no family left. So, everything was going to charity anyway, so why not give it to you and your sister instead?
But you hardly know us. You haven't even met Carla.
Which will show your mother I don't agree with what she's proposing to do, and may make her think twice before changing her own will.
I don't understand.
It's quite simple. If she does change her will, and provided she goes first, Amy and Carl will have everything of mine to look forward to, including whatever Proposa considers leaving. If she thinks they'll get her money if I inherit, then hopefully she'll leave things as they are.
You're right. Especially if Dr. Lorimer can convince her I'm not a wife beater.
But what if you can't? Or Mrs. Grayson dies first, or she
Then
finds
you'll
out that...
share whatever I'm going to leave and apply to the courts when your mother dies. It's as simple as that. Now drink your tea or it'll be stone cold.
I don't know what to say.
Then don't say anything. If everything goes according to plan, we'll have nothing more to worry about, and everything will sort itself out. I'll call my solicitor in the morning.
We don't know how to thank you, Mrs. Grayson. We've no idea where Proposa got this idiotic impression I was beating Amy from. We've lived with her for 20 years, and you can see how much we're in love. But she's been acting so strangely these days, and drinking far more than usual. We're starting to wonder if she mightn't be, well, developing some kind of dementia.
I haven't noticed anything.
Oh, it's not all of the time, just on odd occasions. She seems to lose track of things, forget what she's been talking about or what she's been doing.
Oh, well, in that case, you can say I'm headed in the same direction. There are days when I'd forget my own head if it wasn't attached to my body, and at times I've stood at the foot of the stairs wondering whether I've just come down or I'm about to go up. No, no. There's nothing wrong with Profosa except good old-fashioned frustration. I'm surprised you haven't noticed it yourself. How long is it since you retired? 16 years?
About that, yes.
And what has she done since? Nothing. She's too impatient to teach, refuses to give talks, sit on the board of Covent Garden on a Scala, and hasn't read a book in years. No wonder she's looking for something to sharpen her tongue on. 1 minute, she's a superstar with the world at her feet, and the next, an old woman like me with too much time on her hands and a head full of memories.
But why pick on us?
Because you're closest, of course. One's always hard on the ones one loves. Oh, I remember Barbara. So many years ago now.
Your sister?
What? Oh, no. Barbara wasn't my sister. I'm an only child. She was a cousin, a distant cousin. I used to stay with them during the holidays. Oh, she was a wonderful artist, even at 18. Most of the pictures in here are hers. One of the local boys fell madly in love with her, but couldn't do anything right in her eyes, so it seemed. Though I know for a fact she loved him from the day they first met. Oh, but she teased and tormented him until the poor man was half out of his mind. And finally, he killed himself. Said he couldn't live without her and never did find out how much she cared for him.
How awful.
She never got over the shock. 2 days after the funeral, she left the village and vanished. Not even her parents knew where she'd gone. And it was only years after they died that the mystery was finally solved.
She hadn't killed herself.
Oh, goodness, no. She'd been living on a farm in Cornwall for over 20 years with a husband and 2 stepsons. Well, I say husband, they weren't actually married, just living together, which is why I suppose they couldn't trace her. They were looking for Barbara Freeman, not Barbara Trevelyan.
So, who was it who found her in the end?
No one. It only came out when she sent me a letter. By then, of course, it was far too late. Both her parents were long dead, as were mine. But I suppose she wanted someone to know that she was alive and well, and I seemed the obvious choice. I can't tell you how furious I was. I really thought something terrible had happened to her. Not a word for nearly 30 years, and then suddenly she wants to put me out of my misery. Well, I said some very unkind things in my reply. So she phoned me, begged me to visit, so she could explain why she'd done what she'd done. The boys had left home and gone abroad somewhere, and she and Tony had separated, so we'd be quite alone.
And did you go?
I told her I'd think about it and put the phone down. 2 days later, she was dead. The police said that she'd been drinking heavily, fallen downstairs carrying an oil lamp, and burned to death.
Oil lamp?
The farm was too far from the main, so they said, so there was no gas or electricity. Even the nearest phone box was over a mile away. I blame myself, of course. If I'd been more sympathetic, agreed to meet her, it might never have happened. But I'm so hurt.
Of course.
Which is why I say you're always harder on the ones you love. Anyone else, I might have listened to them, but Barbara, I think I expected too much of her. Which is how it is with your mother, Amy. She wants everything to be perfect.
But it was Mrs. Grayson, until she got this weird idea into her head. If only we can sort it out, we'll be as happy as pigs in... We'll be very happy.
I'm sure you will. I'll give her a call in the morning and tell her what I'm going to do. I'm sure it will give her pause. Oh, but we've been chattering on for so long, the tea has really gone cold now. I'll make us all fresh.
No, that's very kind of you, but we better be going. Frank's got an early start in the morning, haven't you, Frank? But we can't thank you enough, Mrs. Grayson, not for just what you're doing, but, well, for everything.
You'll never know how grateful we are, Mrs. Grayson.
Oh, now stop it, the pair of you. You're embarrassing me, and if I can't help my dearest friend's children, I don't deserve to be called a friend. Just keep your fingers crossed I can persuade her to leave her money where it is. Look at the fuss if I couldn't. The press would have a field day to Rosa Swan's money going to someone like me instead of her own family. I'll never live it down.
You deserve every penny of it, wouldn't she, Frank?
Without a doubt.
Are you sure you wouldn't like more tea?
No, we'd better be off. I want to be through the town centre before the pubs turn out. You know what it's like midweek. When a close encounter of the odd kind isn't exactly my favourite occupation. And I do have a long day tomorrow. But we'll never forget you for this, Mrs. Grayson. Not as long as we live. Oh, before I go though, do you mind if I just use the...
Oh, yes, it's first on the right at the top of the stairs.
Thanks.
He seems a nice man.
Oh, he is, Mrs. Grayson. I couldn't have picked better. He treats me really well.
I know what you mean, dear. My Gerald was exactly the same. Treated me like bone china from the day we first met. Drove me mad at times. Wouldn't even let me go to the opera on my own, for instance. Insisted on coming with me, even though he hated every note and preferred Albert Cogan to Sylvia Fisher. But if it wasn't for him, I would never have heard your mother sing. He bought me tickets for my birthday, and I heard her in Norma.
Really? But Mother never sang Norma in this country.
Oh, it was in Rome. We were holidaying there. After that, I was hooked. Every time she sang in this country, I was there in the front stalls and at the stage door afterwards. She must have thought I was mad, but I couldn't get enough of her. I wrote letter after letter to the recording companies, begging them to record her, but all I got back were polite replies. So in the end, I wrote to your mother. And that's how our friendship started. You could have knocked me down with a feather when she sent me 2 tickets to Daughter of the Regiment and invited us backstage afterwards.
But I don't ever remember meeting you.
No. Joel died 2 days before the performance.
So sorry.
I returned the tickets, of course, and she sent me the most beautiful wreath. Totally unexpected and something I will never forget. Such kindness from someone I hardly knew.
Yes, she is full of surprises.
And I couldn't believe it when she retired, moved to this part of the country and bought a house in Hudson. It belonged to Sir Richard Oxley at one time, as an actor.
Yes, that was the appeal, I think. She used to work with him in her younger days, and when he died, she bought his house and to try and keep his memories alive. She was devastated when he died.
Who was that?
Sir Richard Oxley.
I couldn't wait to tell her I only lived down the road. The next morning, she stopped in to say hello, stayed the rest of the day, and we've been friends ever since.
Well, you must have met her on a good day then. I've known her for over 30 years. It's like living on a knife edge sometimes.
You just have to know how to treat her. I got my experience dealing with difficult customers in the nursing home. Treat them with respect, but don't let them bully you. I expect I get away with far more than you two can. She's never turned her famous temper on me.
No, you don't know how lucky you are. Well, we better be off then. And thanks once again, Mrs. Grayson, for everything. You don't know how much we owe you.
I'll send you a bill if it all works out. Oh, I'm joking, I'm joking.
Bye then.
Watch how you go.
Thank you, we
Bye.
will. Bye-bye.
And keep your fingers crossed.
Thank you.
You do? something stronger?
I'm fine, thank you. I just wanted a few words before I make my move, just to make sure there'll be no mistakes.
You're determined then? You're really going to do it?
Oh yes. From now on, bitchy little Carla's in the driving seat, and I don't intend on using the brakes.
All that is known is what I told you, and after his granddaughter's christening, he simply vanishes.
Until I can speak for her son, I have no idea what happened to him or where he went.
Could you have gone back to Swan Song?
It's possible, but 1937, 46 or thereabouts, you're almost 70.
Is that some kind of problem?
Of course not. I mean, just the war is over and providing you're all in good health, you could have gone anywhere. Canada, the US of A, or even Australia. There were all options at the time.
Well, could you check the shipping records?
Of course, but it might take some time. It could be a wild goose chase. As I mentioned earlier, there's no indication that George Madison has anything to do with your adopted family. But I'll keep on searching. I promise you.
And what about Marianne?
Well, apart from the anomaly I mentioned earlier, I don't see a problem. You did say her grandparents were young.
Grandmother. She never mentioned a grandfather.
Well, I can get Becky, my assistant, to look into that.
Oh, no, Andrew. I want you to do this personally. Marianne is my dearest friend, and I will not have anything second best for her. Do I make myself clear?
I'd hardly call anything Becky does second best. What she doesn't know about her